sometimes I feel like God's trying to take me out.
How's everybody's genital function?
Genital function?
Yeah, like your pee-pee.
What, dude?
They're just like, let's go.
You're a fucking piece of shit. I don't have to put up with this. I did meth once.
Really?
And yeah, we snorted it. We had been drinking all night. We were real fucked up.
That's all we got. Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Tea with Olson and Natty. I'm Olson. He's Natty. This is JAYswizzle, J Terrell, Dontrell Coltrane.
Nailed it. That's it. Perfect.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Nah, leave it.
Leave it in. That's a
Leave
bad
it in.
move, dude.
I got cold tea, by the way.
Dude, you got that.
What do you got, hot tea?
We
We all got
do got
hot
hot
tea.
tea.
Oh, you even got me a cup of hot tea?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
Hot Tea with Olson and Natty, boy.
Let's go. Right there,
Cheers,
dude.
boys.
There it is right there. Wow, that's fucking hot tea
Yeah, it is
with
very-
Olson and Natty.
Dear
Hot Tea
God.
with Olson and Natty. Yeah,
That's warm.
Anytime someone says "Dear God," I just imagine. I think this might have been something someone told me when I was tweaking. I have a very extensive history with meth. Dear God, I'm imagining like a godly deer.
Like a deer head mounted above a fireplace.
No.
No.
Like an actual deer.
Like an actual deer who's a god.
Who is a
Yeah,
guy?
you should. Silence your phone.
Like, what's that? Yellow Jackets. You guys seen that show? One of those
Fucking
dudes.
piece of shit. Sorry.
How's everybody's day going? First and foremost, everyone healthy? Everyone feeling okay?
Good.
Cooling, dude.
As you guys can tell, this is the first time that we are actually doing a podcast in the same room. I have recently moved states. I am living in the woods now. No longer a desert boy. That's where we've met JAYswizzle.
JAYswizzle.
Over here.
That's where I reside.
You guys know each other. You guys have worked together for a little while.
Yes,
in
we
the
have.
restaurant industry. As if anyone knows from my last video, I feel very passionately about the restaurant industry.
Love it.
It's a good
Love
gig.
it.
At least for us, it's a good gig. It's a good gig. We have a good time together.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad, dude. It could be worse. There are days, certain days where I go there and I'll just like, I don't know, where I'll be like, man, I should have went to school. Like I should have done something else.
It kind of sucks because nowadays it's like, even when I think about like, fuck, go to school. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, we're all around the same age group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, even then going to school felt like not feasible thing. Like that was just like, I didn't have the money. I don't know about y'all, but I wasn't raised into money.
I think being in Vegas and going to school there, especially the crowd I was hanging out with, nobody was after school minded. Like going to
Yeah.
college or having careers, or nobody was thinking like that. It was always like, we're going to fucking party on Friday.
got 5 on a
Yeah, about to
Saturday?
say, we're gonna buy it. Yeah, dude.
So you grew up here, right?
I did grow up
you're
here.
An Oregon boy?
I grew up in Sweet Home. Represent.
Hey.
Shout out. Not really. It's
Hey,
not
hey.
that cool of a spot. It's all right. It's about 45 minutes from here.
I've only been here for a month. This place is fucking awesome, but I feel like growing up here probably kind of sucks.
Yeah, especially growing up, like Sweet Home's not. It's like a little town of 10,000 people. Like I said, the only thing we have there, they have the lake, Foster Lake. A lot of people come to during the summer, and then the Jamboree, which is like a huge.
You like that?
It's a huge country concert. It's like a 3-day country. Well, not a concert. What do they call that? It's almost
Festival?
like a fucking festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-dayer, but they get people like fucking Tim McGraw, and so like people fly up from like Arizona and fucking all other parts of the country. I did that on purpose, dude.
He set you up, dude.
I'm from Nevada, thank you very much.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you really?
We're,
I know. I am too.
We're from Las Vegas, which is another one that like I have to say to people. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Las Vegas, and people are like, damn, that's really cool. And I'm like, no,
Yeah, people think that's lit.
It's not as cool as it sounds. Everyone, they're just, I mean, like, as a kid, dude, there's really nothing to do, so you end up fucking, and I feel like it's the same thing here, just in a different sense. Like,
Oh, it's a totally different environment, dude.
there's nothing to do because everything's geared to being 21 and up. Here, it's small, so there's nothing to do. But in both places, the result is the same. Everyone does drugs and.
No, it's literally, yeah, the only
Yeah.
thing to do out in Vegas is like go behind a flood channel and pound tall boys.
Like especially like small town, like growing up, there's nothing like in Sweet Home. You either go log, or like you try to own one of. Besides like the loggers and the people that own the small businesses, there's no money. Like you can work at Safeway or Buy Mart or something, but like that's it. There's no opportunity to like have a career.
I always wonder. I went out to which direction? We were heading out towards Bend yesterday to go to a waterfall, and there's so many pretty houses out there alongside the river. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you people do for a living?
Retired. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Retired, dude. They make money.
I just feel like anytime I meet someone who's rich, and they I ask them like what they do, they always give me some like, oh, I'm like the director of operators at a stable company. I'm like, what?
How did you get that, dude?
Yeah.
What do you do? And they're like, oh, I oversee a direction of supplies. I'm like, what does that mean? I feel like you're saying these things, but I don't feel like even you know it.
Yeah, do you even know?
Nothing.
You're just like on a computer.
Not a
like,
lot.
Punch out for the day, $60K a year.
The more money you make, the less you do usually.
Yeah, no, it's
Right?
literally
It's like,
quite fucking literally
Yeah.
to owning an
Oh,
establishment.
that's like,
I mean, you sign a lot of you got to talk to a lot of people, but you
Yeah.
aren't really like doing a lot.
I'm cooking. My hands are literally cooking. My knuckles are getting all itchy because like my skin is peeling off from cooking these fucking steaks, and like because of that, they're constantly healing. So my hands are all like itchy now, and I'm like.
It doesn't sound fun.
Is that what you're like? come and check on you for a break. Like I think he's overdue. I think he's overdue for a break.
Sometimes I feel like God's trying to take me out.
I think that's just the paranoia that you experience.
No, bro, I
No, bro.
almost died as a little kid. I stopped breathing.
He's like, nah, bro, 100%. It's God.
I'm not tripping.
There's no
dude.
conversation
I've
here.
got mad birth defects. I almost died as a little kid. Fucking like. He's gonna take me out.
Maybe you're just like an evil fuck in your past life.
Maybe.
What
could've
if?
been.
What if? Dude?
That would still mean God is trying to take me out though.
The amount of drugs that you've taken in your career too, it would take out like
My
a small
career.
village, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
it's-
a lot.
So maybe that's
Yeah.
a blessing
Yeah, dude.
The drugs or the.
that you made it.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
now. For now.
Come on, dude.
Well, like you pointed out earlier, we're all about the same age,
Yeah.
right? You got into your 30s not too
Yep.
long ago. I was literally,
okay.
you're 30 next month or two.
Do your knees pop when you bend down?
Yeah, dude. Everything hurts. all the
Everything
time.
does hurt. How's everybody's genital function?
Genital function?
Yeah, like your pee-pee.
I have one nut.
Do you really? You don't
Yeah.
bother?
Yeah.
Oh, that's news to him. Yeah.
What's
talk
the
about
story
that.
behind that,
Oh,
dude?
so you're not a real.
From birth or?
Yeah. Oh, so.
Oh, that's not even that
There's
interesting.
one. No,
I'm just-
it gets more interesting. The other one is up here.
Okay.
There's one down here, one up here. So if I'm like reaching for a table or something, and I reach up, I will nut myself right here.
So it's always been up there though? Oh, crazy.
My chances for nut cancer are like 50%
Do
higher.
they say it'll ever fall down?
No.
What
Dude,
goes up
well,
must come down,
if
dude.
you get hit in the nuts hard enough, they can suck up into your body like that.
If
and-
it gets really cold or something, the other one will go up and I'm just free balling it.
Fuck yeah, bro.
No nut.
That's pretty.
Free stacking it.
Yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable to think
And
about.
Real question is,
Empty
do you
duffel bag.
think,
And now
do you think if my other nut went down, do you think I'd get like lose my balance?
No, because it's same weight.
Do you think my nut would? Do you think my voice would get deeper?
It's same weight. Probably.
I don't feel too good.
That'd be pretty sick. Have you ever tried knocking it down?
Yes, as a little kid. Before I didn't.
You'd like try to like force
I
it.
didn't understand. Yeah, all the time. I would sit there and like, and yeah, it hurt.
Man,
As a little kid.
that motherfucker really fucking with you, dude.
Does it feel good?
No,
Oh.
no, it does not.
Does it feel good?
You're never like, yo, touch my stomach. Can you fondle my stomach?
She'll be scratching my stomach, and I'll be like, ah!
That's a bummer, dude.
Shit, man.
That's a real bummer, man. I knew a guy in high school. I think it was in junior high. They were a set of twins, and one of them lost a nut because I don't know what they were doing, but he ran into a like street sign
No.
with his testicles. I don't know if I can't remember if he was on a bike or something. Yeah, basically hit a street sign straight on with his testicle and had to get one. It like blew it up,
So I
destroyed it.
I actually also know somebody that lost one of their testicles, like with a similar story. We had like a clubhouse with a flagpole in the trailer park that we lived in, and we would climb up to the roof and we'd use the flagpole to slide down. And you know that thing that you wrap the rope around?
Oh god.
It slid down the pole and it went through his nut.
Oh god,
And he
dude.
had to get removed.
Oh my god.
Talking about half mast, like the flag fucking.
He proceeded to have a kid after that, so that one nut was.
Yeah, I'm just
Was
saying,
he stuck on it? Did you have to get him off? Oh. Yeah. Just hanging by a sack.
Fuck!
No.
Just kill me!
Holy shit, that's fucked. That sounds horrible.
he's
I
the
mean,
Yeah, he disappeared for 2 days and then he came back.
I would have disappeared for much longer than 2
You
days.
went to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna go sit it off, walk it off on my couch.
Big old frozen bag of peas. Just
He walked it off for 2 days. He's fine. Had a kid and everything. I don't know.
He had to go to the hospital, like, get stitches.
The only experience I have with people and their testicular issues is my dad had a vasectomy, and for like 5 days, dude, I watched that fool with a bag of frozen corn on the couch with his balls out, just like chilling like
No wonder
this.
you're fucked up.
And yeah,
That's weird.
I remember walking by, dude, and like seeing his like part of his ball sack just being purple and red and just
it
like
nice?
discolored.
Why was it? So, what doctor are you going to? That doesn't sound like they did a good job.
Nevada.
He went to Nevada, dude.
It's usually a pretty simple procedure.
I
from
just-
what I've heard.
yeah, I looked it up not too long ago. It looks like you're like laid up for like a couple days,
Yeah,
but
my,
like
my dad had a bag of peas like for like a day or so.
for $1,000
Yeah.
dude, they just go in there and just, and I think it's even cheaper than that, maybe depending where you go.
Yeah.
They don't even put you under anymore. I don't think. It's in it like
What
a
the
same
fuck?
day. They just numb
No, I
you
gotta
up.
go.
Fucking-
You said something about our age and genital issues.
Yeah.
I find myself peeing like a fucking lot. Like
Yeah.
sometimes almost a concerning amount.
Do you drink a lot of liquids throughout the day?
Yeah, I drink caffeine too, but like even days where I don't, man, I drink like 1 cup of coffee and I'm like, I gotta pee.
What color is it mostly?
Depending on how many times I pee, and it gets progressively later.
So it's not like from the start clear.
Sometimes
Is it like dark, like disgusting yellow, or like no? I don't know, dude.
Why is yours?
Yeah, in the morning time, dude. I don't know if it's the amount of cigarettes that I smoke or just like tea or whatever. That shit is fucking like putrid
just
smelling
the-
and yellow as fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
It's the sediment on the bottom of the tank, dude. You take one big pee, by the end of it starts getting clear.
Yeah.
You ever watch it get clear as it going? And you're like, oh,
Mine not the first thing in the morning, dude. That is straight just neon yellow.
How about yours?
Yeah, how is your pee-pee?
Usually the first little bit that comes out is dark in the morning, and then it clears up as it goes.
So like in the same
Like it's
stream
been
it
sitting
clears
there.
up?
Yeah.
That is so
Same
interesting.
stream?
Yeah.
That is weird.
But I mean, this has been going on for a couple of years, though. The like where you tuck your dick back in, and you think you're done, and then some dribbles out. Yeah. No, dude, that's the worst. Though you get done, and you're like, there's a little bit left in the hose, and you're like, God damn it.
Y'all ever heard of bidet?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Bidets are
have
the
you
best.
any experience?
Oh yeah, dude.
You do? Dude,
No.
it's no, it's absolutely life changing, dude.
Yeah.
Neptune's kiss.
I feel like ever since using the bidet now, it doesn't feel clean down there anymore.
No, it's not. Even I mean, I don't have a bidet, but at least baby wipes.
Yeah.
baby wipes.
Yeah.
I went like 23 years of my life not just using toilet paper, and then I was with this girl that was like, she was telling me to use baby wipes. I was like, you just use toilet paper. Fucking, I'm a man. I don't need baby. And she was like, and when in any other situation, when would you use dry paper to clean up shit? And I'm like, that's a good point. And she's like, yeah, you just smear it around. You don't get the shit. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. My ass is just full of shit all the time.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what bidets do. They, depending on how like what level. The first time
It's
that
nice.
stream hits your butt like that, dude, it's uncomfortable, but it's life
Man,
changing.
right as you said that, I took a bite of a tomato and it just like straight in my mouth.
That's hot.
That's great, dude.
Have you experienced one with the warm water?
No, dude. No.
You want to talk about the height of luxury?
I bet. I can only imagine the winter time in January and using the bidet, dude. It is,
You wake up, you got like a hot cup of coffee, you're still half asleep, and you just like, whoa.
Do you take your coffee to the bathroom?
Usually.
Yeah, dude.
Did you say you too?
Not coffee, but any beverage that I have.
Yeah, anything.
Have fun with your fucking poop drinks.
Dude,
No, I got the bidet. I don't got no poop drinks no more,
You
dude.
don't think it's in the air?
Dude,
oh,
it's-
dude, I
no.
close the toilet lid before I flush. Come on.
I feel like you need a bidet.
How do you guys feel about the etiquette of calling someone while you're taking a shit? Appropriate or no? I've heard different sides on this.
I think me and him have talked on the phone while either of us were shitting at some point.
Yeah, dude, I mean, if you gotta go, you
Depends
gotta
on
go.
the person, really, you know.
Okay.
I don't think I'm in mid shit being like, you know what? I just thought of something funny. I'm gonna call Jay real quick.
But if
I
you're
don't.
talking on the
But if
phone-
I'm talking on the phone and I got a shit, you're going with me. You know.
I like to make calls on the shitter. It's a
You
good
do?
time to do it, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Us as Americans, you gotta really prioritize. You gotta double task. It's an American right. You gotta, capitalism. You gotta go, 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 go. So
We are a very fast-paced
I don't
nation.
see why shitting and talking on the phone, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
I'm a relaxed shitter, man. I like to take, like, when I take a shit, I'm in there, unless I'm, like, at work and I gotta go quick, I'm in there, like, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, bro, you're chilling.
I let it go.
That's where a man gets their personal space.
And it's like,
Thank
so
you.
you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, I can't, I'm not in reach of anything else. I got my phone. Might as well cross this call off
I'm
the
just
list.
trying to imagine.
Hello, Les Schwab. Yes, I know my bills due. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll call my dad because I'm like, I haven't talked to my dad in like a week. He's gonna call me unless I call him.
Yeah, go for it, dude. Go for it.
Just call and
Top off Jay if he needs it. Okay.
No, okay.
I got you, dude. You'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little. There you go. You got some tea leaves in there. It's fine, dude.
What
Okay.
kind of tea is this?
This is a black rosé tea.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy, dude.
What, dude?
There's so. It's got pink flower buds. It's got pink flower buds in the mix. Not only does it look great, it tastes great. It makes you feel great, dude. It's a nice buzz. So I went to this tea festival recently, and I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. What the hell?
I didn't know you were gay.
No, dude. No. I have no problem addressing this matter. It's been speculated for a long time, dude. I understand the kind of shirt I'm wearing and the long
So tell
hair.
us about the tea festival.
I'm going to tell you how gay I am real
Let's
quick.
tell us about the tea festival real
Oregon
quick.
changed you, bro. Oregon changed you.
Yeah, I used to be hard in Vegas, dude. I went to this tea festival, dude. I get all the finest teas at the tea festival, just so you know. And so they had this this oolong place was like, we have this black tea that we make from scratch. I guess it's all from scratch or whatever. So I brought it with me, and I was at work one day, and I was like, it was like 7 o'clock. I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm just gonna drink some tea. Why not, dude? And so I got this together, poured me some tea. About an hour into me drinking the tea, dude, it hit me so fucking hard. I don't know if you were there. I was bouncing off the walls.
The tea hit you hard?
The tea get me hard.
Okay.
The tea get me
The tea got you hard? Yeah. There's something in it? You put something in it? Or
wired,
Yeah,
dude.
Just the tea?
Yeah, I was fucking
like,
going
are you
on.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like fucking like 9:30. I'm just like, let's go.
I didn't understand it. When I used to talk to him when I was in Arizona, he always said T-shirt face, and I didn't get it. And I was like, stop saying that. That sounds stupid.
Tea shit face.
And I came over to his
face.
place when we first got here, and these motherfuckers just like drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. It's 3 in the morning. I'm like, yeah,
drinking that
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah.
Not that pussy ass shit, that high caffeine black rosé.
I know it's gonna sound a little weird going to the tea festival, but if you want the finest of the teas, the tea festival is where you go, brother. Okay.
Where is this tea festival?
It's anywhere you want it to be, dude.
Right here,
No,
bro.
they have it
Right
like
here.
that's right here. They had it where they have it at the Saturday market. It was on a Sunday morning.
Okay.
It was nice, dude.
It sounds lovely.
Hi, I'm Olson from Olson and Friends. Gotta go fast. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here for the Olson and Friends. Oh.
What are your guys' drugs of choice?
I'm a meth.
Meth?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have some fun stories too?
Ooh, boy, do I. Yeah, I got a lot of fun stories. I spent 3 of my. Okay, let's try that one more time.
I
spent 3 years smoking meth like every fucking day. I'm a drug addict. By
Okay.
my blood. It's in my blood. That's why I'm not. That's why I can't drink alcohol anymore.
Well, you're still here.
You are still here.
You're still here, and yeah, like I said, I bet you got some good stories.
Yeah, so there was one story that like comes to my mind. Is there was this time that me and him. I don't know. Were you smoking dope too, or were you just there with the caramel apple?
I'm pretty sure I was smoking with you. Yeah.
Me and this fool. The funny thing about dope is that when you've been up for like a couple of days, shit gets real weird.
I've heard.
Really fucking weird, dude.
Like
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah.
Funny sometimes not so funny, sometimes terrifying. But more often than not, I feel like funny.
It's just weird, dude.
Yeah,
It's
very strange.
very uncomfortable and
Well,
very strange.
Yeah, you're adding like the hallucinations from the sleep
Deprivation.
sleep deprivation and everything.
Like
Yeah.
one time, this fool came to pick me up. This is actually kind of scary, but it's a funny story to tell. He came to pick me up. I was gonna sneak up out of my house at like 6 a.m. This fool parked out in front of my house, and I took me a minute to sneak out or something like that. But he said that he woke up driving on the side.
Yeah, dude.
Singing "Old Man River."
I remember you went inside for a period of time. I think I was probably by myself for a couple hours, and I was just hanging out in the car. And when I got I think I was on my way to just park by your house, maybe like an hour. But I don't know. I was tweaking, dude. I don't know what my fucking time frame was, but I remember sitting there, not doing anything and just hanging out. It might have been on my phone. And the next thing I know is I'm waking up to me driving my vehicle, and one side of my car is on the sidewalk and the other side is on the street. And I literally wake up to me, Old Man River. And it was probably the fucking scariest thing the top 3 scariest things I've ever experienced. Is literally just waking up driving. Did I hit somebody? Did I fucking mailbox?
Why am I singing?
Yeah, why was I singing indeed, dude?
Yeah. That is a terrifying.
It was horrible.
Because you can be wide awake, just like
literally.
Immediately, and then wake up and not be even aware it just happened. You're just hanging out talking, and all of a sudden you're waking up and you're like.
You should tell him the caramel apple story.
So, we're sitting in the car. We've both been up for a couple of days. And when I was on that, I have a weird mouth fixation where I always think something's up with my fucking teeth. Especially when I was tweaking.
Oh yeah, I think that's normal with the...
Yeah, but I mean nothing ever was up with my teeth. I haven't lost a single tooth.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in there. I don't know why, but I was eating a caramel apple lollipop. And we're sitting there in the car, and I remember this shit clear as day. It's the sun's going down. We're sitting in the car. It's kind of warm because it's Vegas. And he's sitting next to me in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm eating this fucking caramel lollipop. You know how shit gets stuck to your teeth? I'm sitting there, and a piece of it really got stuck to my teeth. And I'm fucking digging for it, and it feels like one of my teeth had shattered or something like that. And I was trying to pick it out of my mouth. So he's sitting there next to me all with this really uncomfortable face, and I have a hand in my mouth just oh fuck, oh my god.
While he's doing that, you can literally hear crunching. It sounded like he was pulling a fucking tooth out, dude. It was, and I remember looking at him just what the fuck is going on?
He had this look of his face that he wanted to reach out to help me, and he was this face that really said
Did you think he was just tweaking super hard?
No, dude. I thought he was
ripping a tooth out.
I thought he was ripping his fucking tooth out, dude. I was tweaking too, so.
I'm sitting there, oh my god. After I don't know, probably what felt like a solid 5 minutes of doing that, I finally yank it out of my head. And it's just another piece of caramel apple lollipop. And I go, and this whole thing culminates in fuck, it's just a piece of caramel. And I fucking, after everything's said and done, I just put the shit back in my
I remember when he pulled it out and he noticed it was caramel, I was relieved because it sounded scary. And then watching him not even hesitate, put it back in his mouth, I was are you fucking kidding me?
Right back to the same tooth, probably. Right back to the same tooth.
I've just seen you battle tooth and nail, no pun intended, with this fucking piece of caramel. You see it, and you shut, what the
it's just caramel.
I was what the fuck?
In all fairness, if he tossed that point, he lost the battle.
Daddy ain't raised no quitter.
That's Vietnam. That's just pulling out early, man. You're he's...
You know what I mean? Pulling out early.
You know what I mean? He's I still got to go to war with this thing. Mm-hmm. I won that battle, but it's not over.
I used to fucking drink cough syrup with this dude.
I'm gonna get a shirt. That's about the shirt brand I found. That's a shirt brand that says, "That's an awful lot of cough syrup." I'm gonna wear it for the next podcast.
Okay. He is very, I don't know about nowadays, but back in the day, you were very religious in particular on how you consumed your cough syrup.
Oh, yeah.
You had the brand down, you had the measurements down, the time of day. Yep. You would block out your schedule from this period to this period dedicated to fucking tripping on cough syrup.
It's a professional.
Yeah,
that's a professional.
I felt like so my whole thing was I would drink a certain amount, and then I would lie in my bed. I would get the darkest blanket that I could so I could black out everything. And I would plug my phone into the charger, put my phone on the bed, then plug my phone into headphones and put the headphones. So there'd be wires everywhere. I felt like I was plugging into the Matrix and shit. And put the sheet over my head, and my bed would take off into the outer realms of space, and I would listen to the Beatles for 6 hours. There's words everywhere, and I'm just,
she loves you. Yeah.
Oh,
where's Olson? He's busy. He's attending to something.
Phones off, Beatles on, beds.
You guys
hanging out with Paul and John.
Dude, I speaking of teeth, I remember one time I was living with this guy, and we went out and got real fucked up the night before and blacked out. He woke up and he went to the bathroom. He's all fucked up, and he comes out and he's like, "What happened to my tooth?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "My tooth's gone." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "It's and he had really bad teeth. It was genetic. He had his teeth, and He's like, I don't know what the fuck happened. He showed me, and his whole tooth, it like chipped in half, and the inside of the tooth was just gone.
Oh my god, how?
That's what neither of us could. We were fully blacked out, and he's like, "What the fuck happened?" And I was like, "I don't know, man." And he ended up having to go to like a special surgeon because the root was, and he had to do it all that day. Like,
dude,
it was like an emergent. He's like, I can't. He's like, my head is fucked. The nerve was like sticking out.
Ooh.
yeah, it's horrible.
And he just had no
All right,
idea.
Chief, what's going on here? I don't know. What happened? I don't know.
Help me.
It just came out. It just came out.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. He came to me though. He's like, "What the fuck happened to my tooth?"
All jokes aside, Olson and Friends does not condone drug use.
Yeah, dude.
I'm fucking fucked up from the years of drug use I did.
You guys fuck with whippets at all?
Oh yeah.
Yes, dude. Olson and Friends doesn't support marijuana usage, but Natty does. And I think JAYswizzle does.
No, I support
Yeah,
I
cannabis.
don't smoke weed right now, but I support.
How do we feel about
For legal
mushrooms?
purposes, you do not. any camera does, brother.
Marijuana and psychedelics, bro. They're fine. I don't smoke weed right now because
There's an old saying, if it comes from the earth, then some shit.
if it comes from the earth, then let it squirt.
That's not the saying I was thinking of. Yeah, no, it's fine, dude.
Close.
Dude.
I smoked crack for a little while.
Jesus Christ.
True story.
I did meth once.
Really?
And yeah, we snorted it. We had been drinking all night. We were real fucked up.
That's all we got.
And we wanted some cocaine, and we knew our neighbor was a drug dealer, like for sure. And so we went over there, and my friend asked him for some coke, which he brought us back a bag, and he just let us have it. He was like, "No, it's on the house," because we were neighbors and we were chill with him, and it was definitely not coke. It was like yellowish shards.
Did it burn?
Oh yeah, it hurt like a motherfucker.
That's meth.
But we were so fucked up, we were like, whatever, let's do it. And it was probably, I don't know, like not the little tiny drug baggies, but the one, like one size up from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that full, and we did the whole thing that night.
Yeah,
To the point where, like, we licked the bag at the end. And, but then that was the worst, dude, the next day, like the next few days, I never wanted to. It's funny because in my head, I was like, I don't know how people get addicted to that, because I was like, that was fucking horrible. That was one of the worst experiences of my life. I like blacked out, woke up at like 3 a.m. watching like Pineapple Express or something on the couch. And then I got a blanket and just chilled on the couch on the patio, just doing this all night.
Yeah, dude, it's horrible.
Until my and then I had to go. This was a time where I was making and selling hot sauce, and I had to do a farmer's market in the morning.
Nice.
And it was during COVID, so I just showed up with a bandana like up to here and sunglasses on. And I was just out of my mind all fucking day. Everybody talking to me, just selling hot. Yeah,
This
fucking,
shit's hot.
Oh, it's so fucking good, man. It's so fucking good. Try it on a chip.
No, you're gonna try it. You're gonna try
Yeah,
it. Come here,
it
let me
was-
talk to you real quick.
And then, yeah, just for the next few days, I was so fucked up. That was one of the reasons I took a little break from smoking weed. I was also trying to get a job at the time. But yeah, dude, I didn't want to fuck for like a week or two. I didn't like drink or do anything because I was like, that fucked with my head.
Yeah, that'll change your perspective, dude.
And I don't know if it was laced with something, but I felt horrible for like a week. Like, not only was my head fucked up, but like I felt bad for like a week later. And yeah, we were both like, never doing that again.
You were making hot sauce, dude. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time doing farmer markets.
How spicy?
Habanero.
Ooh.
Can you fuck with a habanero? I got some you want to try? I still got a little bit left.
Like on you?
Not on me. I'm sorry.
Habanero tastes amazing. I love the taste of habanero, but like, you're just eating one.
Yeah.
That shit's brutal.
Habanero isn't like, for me, that's like that's like where I like the flavor. Like you said, it is hot, but I can handle habanero.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my dad.
Any hotter than that, like you start doing like ghost pepper and stuff, it gets pretty like
You fuck
fucking.
that.
Me and my dad split a habanero in half one time and just ate it. And I remember I ate half of it, and my very first thought was, damn, this tastes bomb. This is really good. I had a cup of soda next to me, and then I was like chewing it, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of hot. I'm going to go change out my soda for milk, because you're supposed to drink milk. That's better for... Actually, I think water might be the best. I forget. Milk is good for hot shit. So I picked up my soda, and I walked around the corner into my kitchen, and by the time I had gotten up and walked into the kitchen, I was so hot that I set down the cup and just turned my sink on and just stuck my head underneath it, and I was there for like a half hour. I hear my dad like, oh fuck! Just like he had to like go jump in the shower, accidentally touched his face and shit. Like,
Oh yeah, do you touch your balls after you fuck with peppers? You ever do that?
Ball. We're in the Pacific Northwest, all inclusive.
Ball so
Sorry,
hard.
ball. You touch your ball. Either of your ball.
Either of your ball.
Either of your ball you touch.
Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. Oh, it's so hot.
Did you guys see they took the one chip challenge off the shelf?
What the hell
Did
is
somebody just like die from doing that or something?
What
Someone
is that?
died, yeah.
It's one chip that's like infused with like obscenely spicy shit.
It's
Really?
Packy, I think, is the brand,
Yeah.
and some
Somebody
one
died
chip
recently,
challenge?
I think I read allegedly that it was someone died. Someone had like a heart attack. I don't know where it was. I think it was a teenager or something, and he went home, wasn't feeling well, and then ended up going to the emergency room later and had a heart attack and died.
Jesus.
But I think he had like a pre-existing health condition.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
Which it says on the box, don't do.
It does.
If you
It
got.
says in the box.
But I don't think you can get them now.
Nah, probably not. I think they'd probably recall.
You never
If
tried
somebody
it?
Died from
You've already-
No. I lost
You
my
tried?
mouth. I have a tolerance to spicy stuff that moves. So like when I worked at a seafood restaurant with nothing but Hispanics, and they like always fed me spicy shit. During that period of time, I had a good spicy tolerance. But ever since that, I fucking eat a jalapeno, and I'm like,
Yeah, I can't.
No.
I've never been one with the spice, brother. I've
No.
never.
Oregon
Can't do
change.
it.
Oregon change.
Nah, dude. No, I'm just white.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like spicy shit. I tried the chip.
Did
It
you?
was fucked up.
Did you eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He
It
said it
puked.
was fucked up.
It was fucked up. It's actually a good story. So I was hanging out with my buddy, and we had a couple of girls with us, and we went and we found this time. And so we stopped at this gas station. They had them there, and I just bought them for fun, like a 4-pack.
Mm.
And so we all ate one. And my buddy was instantly like, he's like, what the fuck did you do to me? He's like, feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. He's like, I'm having heart palpitations and shit. And then one of the girls, we were all really fucked up. And so one of the girls like started crying, like literally crying. And we're out in the street. It's like 1 a.m, and she's like yelling like, my mouth. And he's trying to like get her inside, and neighbors are like looking and shit. And
Like, she just
looks like he's hitting her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, my mouth, and she's crying. He's like, get inside.
Get inside.
And so I ended up puking. And then so we all go in, and the funny part is, so later I ended up hooking up with this chick, and I was going down on her, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, my pussy's on fire.
Oh no!
And I was like, hell yeah, it is. I was like, fucking right. I was like, all right. And she's like, no, seriously, like my pussy's on fire. And I was like, what? And she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she ran, and I was like, oh fuck. And
The chip.
yeah, it was
That chip don't quit. Hell yeah, dude.
the most romantic, but it's a good story. Yeah.
I've been licking tapioca out of the bottom of a container since I was.
I thought I was knocking out of the park, dude. She said that, I was like, I've never had a girl say that.
The fucking confidence
My
boost.
pussy's on fire. I was like, all right.
Don't quit. He said, bam.
That's the only time I've ever had that said to me, and it wasn't in a good.
It wasn't the case. It's not what you thought it meant.
It went from up here real quick to fucking.
No, I'm serious.
No, you're burning me.
Get the fuck off me.
So yeah, this is a good time.
I don't think I've ever had a woman tell me that in any context at all. Ever.
Nah, man, it's not.
Yeah. You?
I wasn't listening.
No. You're probably better off that way.
No.
It was what, not to bring the conversation back to drugs, but like, it was like our first time doing.
Do you want to do some drugs?
I could be talking about drugs. Not to be.
The first time she ever did, at least this is the way I remember. The first time I think she did mushrooms with me, I used to do this joke to him when I was on antidepressants.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was on antidepressants that had a warning that said like, don't drink, may induce seizures.
And we drank a
And I
lot.
drank a lot, and so whenever I'd always be with him, and I'd randomly be like,
That is funny. That is really funny.
Not while you're there, dude.
That is super
you know,
funny, dude.
fucking stop that, dude. So, fast forward years.
Making your homie think you're in like peril danger is a funny
We'd
move.
be hanging out in the hot tub and just like drinking. We'd be hanging out with some girls and shit, and they'll run off and do something. Just me and him, just like, yeah, you know, whatever the fucking hell you. And he'd be like, I'd be like, dude, stop fucking doing that.
No.
It's not
I
funny.
think it's funny.
So, It's like our first time doing mushrooms. At least that's the way I remember the story. When we're chilling in the room, tripping on mushrooms, having a good time. She hands me the pipe. I'm hitting the pipe, and she goes, "Come on, like take a bigger hit. You can take a bigger hit." And I was like, "You want to see me take a bigger hit? I'll take a bigger hit." So I took a fat rip, and like I popped all the smoke out. And I started fucking doing this like as a joke, just became natural to me. And I can forever hear her voice in my head. Oh my god! I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. Carrot, bro.
Are you really coughing? I thought you were.
Carrots.
Are you gonna seize?
Carrot.
I'm never gonna. Now that I know that, if you seize in front of me, dude, it's
I'll
done.
fucking seize her on the ground. He's
It's
like,
done.
Olson, stop fucking around.
He's faking. He's faking. People coming up. He's fine. He does this all the time. Get up.
Every time I eat carrots, bro, they try to kill me, I swear. But the next day I go to work and I'm like getting ready to tell the boys that, thinking that they're gonna be like, that's fucking, dude, that's funny, that's goofy. Because like I was just like, I'm just kidding, it was fine. We enjoyed the rest of our trip and everything was fine. And I thought I'd tell the boys at work that and they'd be like, that's funny, bro, that's super funny. I'm glad you guys had a good time. And I tell everybody and they're all just like deadpan at me like, yo, that's fucked up, dude. That's really fucked up that you did that. I'm like,
I think it's funny.
well,
I'm on
thank
their
you.
side, dude.
I think it's funny, dude. That's a good
One for
one.
the kids.
Isn't it funny when you tell someone a story from like your past that you think is funny and they're like, "That's fucked
That's
up.
fucked up, dude.
That's messed up."
Nah, that's pretty funny, dude.
One of my favorite memories now is like when I was a kid.
I got shit to say, and I got boxes to open. So without further ado, let's get into it.
One of my favorite stories now is like when I was a kid, probably like 3-4 years old. My dad, when he was watching me, he would do this joke that he thought was really funny. That he would come into the room, or I would come into the room, and I'd say something to him and be like, "Hey, Dad," and he'd be like, "I'm not your dad. I'm an alien." And I'm like a little kid, and he's like, "I came and ate your dad and took his form," and he'd like roll his eyes back in his head, and then he'd do it until I started to cry.
Yeah.
And then like he'd be like, "I'm just kidding." He's like, "What?" He's like, and then so he did that like over and over, and he's like, "Why do you still believe that?" And then finally one day I was like, "Whatever, you're just fucking around." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he stopped doing it because it stopped me. But I tell people that story, and I'm like, I think it's super funny. And they're like, "That's really like messed up." And they're like, "Why would he do that?"
That sounds traumatic,
And I'm like,
dude.
He was teaching me a lesson. Like everybody lies.
Don't believe it.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody, dude. I love
Can nobody be trusted. Once you learn, if you don't feed into it, no one's gonna. As soon as I was like, "Dude, it's just you," he's like, "This is boring now.
Yep.
I'll find another way to fucking scare the shit out of you." Yeah.
They'll stop, dude, if you don't feed into it.
There's been a handful of things I've told her from like my childhood that were like teachers being dicks to me or whatever. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I had asshole teachers. And I tell it to her and she's like, yo, that's like abusive. Like, that's like, I've had teachers tell me they wished it was the 50s so they could paddle me.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's what's.
I didn't think it was coming on to me, honestly. Fifth grade teacher.
Wouldn't be surprised,
Fifth
dude.
grade teacher. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, were you being a little shit, dude? Did
No,
you deserve a paddling?
I was fucking ADHD, bro. I was a good kid. I wanted to make people happy. I just fucking didn't pay attention. I wanted to play video games. You don't look like you believe me.
I'm just fucking with you.
Fucking carrots, bro. I'm going for another one. I like the abuse, bro, honestly.
Yeah, I should probably save the story for when he comes back. I had the wildest scoot ride home from work the other night.
Did you?
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
I miss the scoots, man.
I was like scared. Because I went through the park. I'll save it for when he gets back. But
So you were scooting.
oh yes, I had an interesting ride. So I crossed the
beep.
bridge, and I really had to take a shit. And so, like, emergency. So I stopped at the bathrooms are actually open there in the park. They had the light on, the doors, like, propped open. And so I go in the first one, and the men's one, and there's a homeless guy sleeping in there with a bed. I don't know what he was doing in there. He's making noises. He's weird. And so I went in the women's, because there was no one in there. And so I took a shit. I'm coming out, and as I'm coming out, there's a porta potty right there on the side, and a guy opens the porta potty, and like I'm like within a foot, like I like yelled out loud, like he scared the fuck out of me. I was like, "Ah!" and the guy yelled too. I scared the fuck out of him, and he's like, hey, I was like, I'm sorry, man, you scared the shit out of me. He's like, you scared me too? And he's like, what are you doing in there? And I was like, I just had to use the bathroom. And he's like, you can come in here. It's just like, have a good night, man. It was really weird. I don't know what he was wanting me to do with him in there, but then so I took off, and then like a couple 100 yards down the path, there's a couple crackheads fighting. Mm-hmm. Like a woman raging at her man, like the classic, like, you're a fucking piece of shit, I don't have to put up with this. And
give me a 10 sec.
So as I'm coming by, she comes out of the bushes, like out of nowhere, fucking like that Homer Simpson meme, and she starts yelling at me as I go by, and so I just kept riding, just tried to ignore her, but that was interesting as well. And then as I'm coming up to the stoplight by Washington Jefferson, represent. There's another homeless guy that he's like that's a sweet scooter, man, and he comes up and he gets like this close to me, where I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then he's just like, that's badass, man, yeah, and just like turns around and walks off without saying anything else. And I was like, all right, it's fine. I've never been so like happy, because I live right next to the college, and so I have to deal with like the frat sorority kids all that like walking, and I've never been so happy to see them like get out of like the homeless part of town, and get to like the frat boy part of town. Exactly. I heard that. I was like, oh, thank God.
I'm home, baby.
That's why I like this side of town. I didn't think I would. I was kind of bummed that we were on this side of town. But like when we first got here, it was like almost immediately, once we crossed that side of the highway and got to that side of town, there was like people screaming at dumpsters and people were like walking into traffic across the freeway, and I was like, you know what? I like the old Tucky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to the old Tucky.
The Tucky's not bad, dude.
There was one time I was walking downtown, I was cutting through this apartment complex, and this dude was like, the way the apartment complex was like set up is like there is the apartment complex and you exit the apartment complex, and then there's like a little path that leads to like a body of water, and then just like this little hangout spot with like a brick wall. There's like a fire pit over there that someone made. So it's like a little like this to the side of it. And I remember seeing this homeless dude. He was like building something, and so just I had nothing going on, so I literally sat there and I sparked up a cigarette and I was watching this dude, and he was literally making like an office. Like he had a desk, he had a desk, he had a chair.
Did he have a coup d'etat?
He did not. And so I was watching him, and I see that he like makes eye contact with me.
Dude, and fucked up.
And then I see him walk towards me, and I'm like, shit. So I kind of like get up. I'm like putting the cigarette out real quick, and I'm like, should I like pretend that I live here and just going inside after my smoke break? I'm too busy thinking he's finally within vocal distance, and he's like, hey, can you help me move this bookshelf real quick? And so I'm like, yeah,
I got you, brother.
Oh yeah, no, I like pick it up, and we're like hauling it over. It's like maybe like, I don't know, 1,000 feet. 12, it's not that far away. And so I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you building? He's like, I'm building like this. I want to be a talk show host. So I'm like putting this over here. This bookshelf's gonna have all my dusty records that I've kind of like accumulated over the years and stuff. I'm thinking that the guests can sit over here, and like I can sit right here, and like they're gonna talk to me, and like I swear to God, if they're gonna be a good, and then he just like is going on and on and on and on.
Dude.
And like we get to this point, and I'm standing there. We're holding the bookshelf, and he's going for like 2 minutes, and I probably shouldn't have let him go on for that long. And so eventually I stop him talking. I'm like, where did you want this? And he's like, oh, right over here. And I put it down, and out. But he was going on and on and on, and we're holding this bookshelf together. And I'm just listening to this dude.
Dude, you can't make eye contact.
Dude, it was the worst.
You cannot make eye contact.
I was in amaze. I was like, dude, what is he built? Oh, it's like a little office. Like, that's where does he find this? Oh shit, he's walking towards me.
There's that moment of panic when you lock eyes. And it's like frustration too, because you know you fucked up.
Yeah. I shouldn't have been there to begin with. No, I should have been watching him. I had no business being on that side of town.
not even that, just like you know that if eye contact is made, you've created a situation. You know what I mean? So like you're like, oh fuck, I look too long.
Yep.
God damn it. Now he's coming over.
I've learned from my time in Arizona that if you're observing, you have to have like a fucking not approachable face.
You got a good face for that, dude.
Yeah, especially if I got the bald tattoo things. I look like a fucking skinhead. Don't touch me.
Don't
Yeah,
touch
that's true.
Until they talk to me and I'm like, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
They're like, oh, I didn't expect that to come from that.
I was taught a trick. It's kind of mean, but you ask them for $1 before they ask you.
Well, that one out, I think, right?
That's a good move.
Do you remember Bert? The dude in Vegas?
The one we worked with before?
No.
Oh, the homeless dude, the neighborhood homeless dude.
Unhoused.
Unhoused.
Crazy.
Unhoused.
Dude was crazy.
Unhoused
Yeah.
brethren.
My
Okay.
first time meeting him, before I knew who he was, I was robo-tripping. And I forget what it was, but I had a bunch of change.
High on cough syrup.
Yeah.
Cool.
I needed to buy something with change, and I was robo-tripping. And I met up with, I passed him, and he could, I forget exactly what happened. I was young and I was on drugs. But I ended up smoking weed with him or something like that, because I didn't feel like the robo was hitting me or something like that. And I ended up doing that and then walking away from him. And as I'm walking away, weed and cough syrup mixed together like peanut butter and jelly. So I got really, really fucked up. And I was walking through the parking lot.
This is
Dead?
dying.
Oh, okay. Just
Gave low battery warning.
okay, heard.
So I'm high. I'm walking through this parking lot, and I realize that I don't have enough.
Is it still
change.
recording? Okay.
I realized I don't have enough change for whatever it was I was gonna buy. I think a drink or something. So I was out walking around. I didn't want to go home. I was high, and I'm so fucking high that I end up walking back through this parking lot. And I thought that the only person that was in my vicinity was this homeless guy who just smoked a joint with me. So I went back and I asked this dude for change. And I'll never forget the one thing I remember is him sitting there smoking a cigarette. I'm like, hey, you don't by any chance have any extra change on you, bro? I'm trying to get a drink and I don't have enough. And I just remember him looking at me and all he said was, are you serious right now? I was like, you know what? You're right. That was dumb. I'm gonna walk away now.
I saw a video on the internet of some dude was walking in this department store, and he's walking, and he is dressed visibly like he looks homeless. And so he approaches this chick with blonde hair and is like, "Do you have $1?" And she's like, "No, I don't have any cash on me or anything like that." And he goes, and he pulls out his wallet, and he goes, "Here you go." And he's trying to give her $1, and she's like, "No, I don't need that." He's like, "Well, I just asked you for $1. You didn't have any money, so I figured that's sad, dude. So I'm gonna give you $1."
I've seen that guy too. I just thought you were poor.
Yeah. He's like, "I felt sorry for you, dude. Here, please. I have so much of this in my pocket. Here, have that."
Living in Portland has made me. It's hard. It made me less empathetic for the homeless people. I still feel for unhoused. I still feel for a lot, and a lot of it. I mean, of course, it's person to person, but yeah, it's made me less sympathetic towards their situation.
I don't know. I'm an outsider. I've only lived here for a month, but as an outsider, Portland sounds like a fucking nightmare. Is it really that bad?
It's becoming, yeah. It's the homeless situation is out of.
I heard they'll fucking ask you for money, and if you don't have it, they'll fucking punch you and shit. Shit on the car.
I'm sure that's happened. Yeah, we and they're very like you said, they get mad if you're not willing to give them what they want or fucking they're very entitled for being on the sidewalk. They act like you're walking through their house, which you kind of are, but it's
it's the public domain. Brother.
Yeah. And there are parts that are of course worse than Chinatown's insane, dude. You go down there.
No, it's fine, dude. We can put that in the podcast. It's fine. I know.
And the homeless situation's really bad there too. You can buy a whole duck. I lived in St. John's when I was up there, and it's not as bad as like I said, downtown, Chinatown, or out Gresham area is pretty rough too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, we had campers outside of they were living in a van outside of our place and getting drugs from our neighbor. And we got into it with them a couple times.
Yeah.
All three of us. It was me and two other dudes living there. There'd be mornings. We just get mad because they weren't they would leave trash and shit too. And they were doing drugs in there all night, and they were syringes at one point. They got left out there, and so yeah, we each of us would, like, one night we were sitting there and all of a sudden we hear our roommate out there coming home from the bar drunk as fuck, and he's like, "I'll fucking kill you." he's like, "Come out of there." And they're like in the van locked up, and he's like, "I don't fucking care." He's like, yeah, and then we chopped my buddy got mad one time and chopped their mirror off with, I had this sword I used to keep in the house. And he went out there. Because that's the thing too, when we would get mad, we'd usually get home like late in the evening and we were real fucked up, and we'd see the van there and the rage would just take over.
Just
and,
like,
you're all drunk and they're like, oh, they still haven't left. And so then the rage would come out, and that's when we'd like play our music. Like one night we sat there and blared Garth Brooks for like an hour, like as loud as we could. The neighbor complained, and when she came out, we were like, "We're just trying to get these fucks out of here." And she's like, I actually understand that, but she's like, but I don't think this is the right way by sitting out here and playing and
I love Garth Brooks.
Yeah. But even she was like a little, once we told her, we're like, it's because of those fucks. And she's like, okay. She's like, I kind of get that. Like, I don't
it's
like
not
that
the way to do
either.
it. Yeah. I'm glad that you're trying things though.
Oh, dude. And then they would like take off. We'd scare them, and they'd take off for like a week or two, and then they'd come back.
Come right back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
It was maddening.
Growing up, homeless people or unhoused people would be like very like frowned upon and very looked down on. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just the time I grew up too, but like they're like not treated as people, you know, and just like fuck, like that's so annoying, or their like existence is problematic or whatever. When I lived into the van, when I moved into a van and I lived in like the San Diego area for a couple months, and I met some people who were like living in vans as well, but it wasn't like a luxurious thing. It was like, I don't have shit, this is like my house type thing. It really opened my horizon as far as like being able to like talk and connect with different people who are homeless and be like, oh, they're fucking people, dude. They're just like struggling out here.
I think it's the same, like just like any walk of life, like, because there are like people, unhoused people that are probably like good ass people, and they just had a rough, like, fuck, they had one hospital visit that cost too much and put them out on there, like, you know, they have an addiction. Like shit happens. Just because you're on the street doesn't mean you're like a piece of shit. But just like not every disabled person is a nice person. Like, you know, like there's assholes in all walks of life. You just gotta, it's person by person.
Yep.
I mean,
I don't know if San Diego
there's
has
people
like
that are
nicer
rich,
homeless people. Yeah, dude.
There's people that are rich that are assholes. There's people that are rich that made it like out of an honest way and are like good, like humble
good
people.
people.
Yeah. It's
Show
like,
me one.
it's all.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know, let me think for a second, dude. I'll get back to you.
Uncle Ben.
I'll get back to you.
Who the fuck's Uncle Ben?
The dude
The
with
rice guy?
The rice guy. He seems sweet.
I think it's Spider-Man.
With great power
Uncle Ben's
comes a
the
great
dude.
fucking bowl of rice, dude. Uncle Ben.
I mean, you know, I'm sure Uncle Ben would love Uncle Ben. They seem like the same kind of, you know, both handing down wisdom and rice.
And rice. Lots of fucking rice, dude.
Lots of rice, dude. Uncle Ben, dude, I ate so much of that shit. You fuck with Uncle Ben?
Dude, I bought a rice cooker and was spoiled on good ass rice.
Is
so
he?
No.
Did they not? It might not be Uncle Ben anymore.
Nishiki.
No, they might have changed it.
Like Aunt Jemima?
Yeah,
But marimbas, though.
I think it might not be Uncle Ben anymore.
Dude, don't say that. That's a household name, dude.
Uncle Ben's rice.
Are you stressing? Are you looking at Uncle Ben too?
Oh, it's just Ben. It's just Ben's now. It's wait.
Ben's original.
Wait.
Jeez.
Uncle Ben's rice, new name. Ben's original. Wow.
That's sold out, dude. Why'd they do Uncle Ben like that?
That's messed up.
Pussies. They're erasing American history, bro.
Guys, I think we got it. That makes me. We gotta call it.
No, we're done. That's funny that you say that. I think that it's time for our closing statements. I think
on that.
I think we have 4 30-minute segments, so I think that's probably it right there.
You know, we're like getting older because like, you know, we're calling shit the wrong. Like, you remember your parents doing that as a kid? when they'd be like,
PlayStation is a Nintendo.
they'd be like, well, let's go to the Fours or whatever, and you're like, you mean Kmart? And they're like, same thing.
Yeah,
It used to be,
yeah.
it was Fours. You just don't know. And now we're like, Uncle Ben's rice. And they're like, you mean Ben's original?
No, dude.
No, that's fucking Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah, dude,
It will always be Uncle Ben's rice.
That's
I don't
where we're
care.
at now.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the young people
Yeah,
vernacular
oh,
and
I feel like the further time goes, the younger old is. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I feel like people were calling me old when I was 28. Like,
People like to romanticize getting old nowadays.
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think that's true at all. In my experience.
You know what I mean? Like they like to be like, it's almost a popular thing to be like, oh man, I'm old. And when you're like 24,
yeah.
You're like, I'm getting old, and you're like 24.
Those are what the older people are doing to justify them being okay with being older, because nobody wants to get fucking old.
It is nice. I had a lady who's like looked like she's like 70 at work the other day, and she's like, you must be young. I can tell by looking at your skin.
What the fuck?
Did you want that medium rare?
Is that a vampire?
Yeah, she got a medium rare. The husband was just watching. He was in on it too. He knows. And he's like, they were looking for a cuck.
Yeah, you think so?
That might be too. You know
Cuck
what I'm
situation.
saying, bro?
You know, I mean,
Stop it. Stop it. These mics are sensitive.
whatever
dude.
makes you come, dude.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Just fucking pour it on me and shit.
No, I'm not gonna, dude. It's boiling hot water. I would never do that to you.
Oh, thanks.
What the fuck?
Really oddly nice of him.
Them teachers are hella abusive to you.
Fourth grade, dog.
All right, dude.
Is that it?
I think it's time to wrap it up, y'all. I think this is episode 3. JAYswizzle.
We're gonna troubleshoot the name. I don't know where we're gonna.
That's fine, dude.
Ooh, I'm
It doesn't matter.
It's a pleasure, fellas.
really excited to do a new thumbnail.
Fellas, it's been a pleasure.
We're going out. Yeah. Cheers, boys.
There it is right there, dude.
The hot tea with Olson and Natty. I've been Olson. He's been Natty. JAYswizzle. John Terrell Damon III. Yeah, I don't really have
Cheers,
much.
kids.
That's a wrap, dude. There's not.
That was good.
What is,
Okay, that's a
what
wrap.
what is there to say?
You can add.
Thank you guys for joining.
We'll stand
You
up.
got a Patreon set up. Get on Patreon, subscribe. We're gonna be doing bonus episodes on there. You know, extra content.
Yeah.
Only $5 a month.
Follow
you know,
me on Uber.
nothing.
We're doing a hot sauce giveaway too.
Hot sauce give. Ooh.
That is a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Do you have any hot sauce?
This is the part where you add a crowd clapping and we stand up and just credits roll and we act like we're talking to each other.
Just finalize the business deal. Good. One more time. Okay.
No more for me. I'm done. That's a wrap.
No more for me. All right, dude.
That was the worst fucking podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
That was good.
That was good. That was fun.
That was fun, dude.
I'm gonna do this again
I
sometime.
wonder how long this one was about drugs.